Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Hudson Middle School Stadium Field for tonight's Big Rivers Conference game between two undefeated teams. Your Hudson Raiders versus the Eau Claire Memorial Old Abes. This is Knute Johnson reporting for the River Channel here today. We've got a great day to play soccer. Again, this game could very well be for the conference championship of the Big Rivers Conference. Hudson is taking the field. Number 10, Emma Richtert. Number 13, Jordan Hilterbrand. And Maddie Haynes, number 16 there for Hudson. 13 with her back to you in purple there is Haley Hartmeyer. And she is Memorial star player and will probably have a significant impact on today's game. Hudson's ready to take the kickoff, and center ref Dale Posernich whistles the start. Hudson gets the ball first, tries to send it upfield. The ball goes back and forth in the midfield area there. Jess Iverson, number 7 for the Raiders, tries to get it forward. Stopped by the Memorial defenders. Back to Jess Iverson, battling for the ball. Ends up in the feet of Mackenzie Drace there, up to Jordan Hilterbrand. Back to the Memorial defenders, who send it out to the right flank there. Foul committed by Hudson. They're going to give a free kick to the Memorial Old Abes. Taking the kick will be number 9. That's Kelly Hinden, the senior defense player for the Eau Claire Memorial Old Abes. Kelly Hinden takes the free kick, and it's up across midfield there toward Haley Hartmeyer, number 13. But Maddie Haynes for Hudson gets it. Gets bumped off by Haley Hartmeyer. Hudson ends up with the ball there after another Hudson foul. And Hinden will take her second free kick of the game. Up toward the top of the box there, it's headed by Hartmeyer over to the left flank there. See defender Taylor Brinkman for the Raiders touches the ball out of the box area, back to Memorial. Amanda Carey there is battling along with Memorial's number 8, that's Erica Olson, a senior midfielder for Eau Claire Memorial. Their center mid. Hudson committing their third foul early in the contest here, and Dale Posernich, the center ref, points to the spot of the foul and the point of the free kick for the Memorial Old Abes. Trying to retrieve the ball here. Number 3, Allie Bowe, a sophomore midfielder for the Memorial Old Abes, is going to take this free kick. Hilterbrand, Haynes, and Richard, the 3 forwards for Hudson, try to make a wall there. Ball goes up and over. Karen Chuckle gets the shot there and has it in hand. Going to punt the ball back for the Hudson Raiders, and does. Ball's touched by Amanda Carey, and then Emma Richard dispossessed by Memorial. There's number 12 for Memorial, Mia Emberson, junior midfielder. Ball back in the Hudson defensive third there. Karen Chuckle with a goalie throw out to her left side. Over to Marley Johnston. Ball's intercepted. This is going to be a tough game. Possession's going to be hard to come by here. Johnston for the Raiders trying to get the ball to Carey. Memorial steps in front. Sends it to their midfield. Sends it out to the left side there. Up to the top forwards out on the left flank there. This is going to be a fast-paced game. You can see Emma Olson for the Raiders trying to track it down. Gets a little whack in the back there by the Memorial Old Abe. That ball kicked out of bounds by the Old Abes is going to be a goal kick for the Hudson Raiders, and taking the goal kick is going to be center back Taylor Brinkman. Brinkman sends the ball to the right flank there, out toward the midfielder Mackenzie Drace. Jess Iverson touches the ball upfield. It's received by the Old Abes, starting to send the ball upfield. Amanda Carey trying to dispossess there. There's a tough save by Karen Chuckle. Haley Hartmeyer, the center forward for the Old Abes, charging in on goalkeeper Karen Chuckle for the Raiders. Jess Iverson with the ball, tips it out to Drace, who sends it upfield. There's Maddie Haynes. And Marley Johnson trying to run onto the ball for the Raiders. The ball's going to be going out of bounds here. I believe that's going to be Hudson Raider ball. They're going to give that one to the Old Abes. No, it is Hudson Raider ball, just like I thought. That's what the Old Abes do, though. They think every ball is theirs, so they go to the ball until the ref tells them not to. Ani Lewis, freshman defender for the Raiders, trying to send a ball into the box area. No one there for Hudson. Intercepted by number 8, Erica Olson for the Old Abes. Ball gets sent out of bounds. That's going to be another Hudson throw-in. Old Abes are the perennial champs, at least for the last 3 years. Hudson and Memorial tied for the conference championship 2 years ago, and Hudson battled hard last year, and if it weren't for a tie to the River Falls Wildcats, they would have tied for the conference championship again. And this year, Hudson has one tie with Eau Claire North, unfortunately, first Big Rivers Conference game of the year, and Memorial is undefeated at this point. Taking the throw in for the Old Abes. Ball gets sent up to the left flank. Taylor Brinkman there for the Raiders sends it back. Jess Iverson touches it over to Amanda Carey, who's got some space in the midfield, trying to create some space. Ball gets touched away by Memorial. Good step by Memorial. And then Jess Iverson steps in for the Raiders, gets the ball, tries to maintain control, gets it back, passes back to Ani Lewis for the Raiders, gets it out to the left side there for Marley Johnson. Good turn by Marley. Marley trying to get the ball up the side of the field, but really dogged hard there by number 1 for the Old Abes. That's Sydney Gagne, junior midfielder for the Old Abes. Tough player for the last couple of years. Ani Lewis with the throw for the Old Abes. For Hudson, throws it into the box area. Gets back to Ani there. Can't go through Sydney Gagne, and Gagne gets it up to her teammate, Haley Hartmeyer. Hartmeyer sends the ball up to the right flank forward there. A good ball sent into space there. Number 21 for the Old Abes is Abigail Stowe, sophomore forward, coming in a dangerous area, crosses the ball in front of the goal there. Karen Chuckle gets the goal. Stowe is trying to get the ball back to Haley Hartmeyer there, who came from the midfield onto the forward position, and rolling ball across the goal face, but Karen Chuckle was able to gather it in. She punts the ball. It's headed by Marley Johnson up to Emma Richard. Emma can't control, and number 5 for the Old Abes is Rebecca Gary, the sophomore defender for the Old Abes, with possession. Foul committed by the Old Abes there. The ball is going to be set down for the free kick. This is junior defender number 14, Emma Olson, taking the free kick for the Raiders. She lifts the ball high, arcing shot, but it's touched away by the Old Abes to the midfield. Jess Iverson sends it back in with another high ball. Drop back down. Old Abes gained possession again. That's number 5, Rebecca Gary, with the ball again. Jordan Heltebrand maintains possession there for a second. Jess Iverson with a shot toward the goal area. And that's goalkeeper Grace Frank, the junior goalkeeper for the Memorial Old Abes, with the ball. Grace Frank sends the ball upfield around the midfield area. Ball bounces up into the attacking third, and the Old Abes with a breakaway here. And Karen Chuckle touches the ball away. That's a great play by Karen Chuckle. Very aggressive play. Ball stays in bounds. Marley Johnston gets it over to Ani Lewis, who sends the ball forward. Maddie Haynes gets a touch there, battling hard with the midfielder, number 8, Erica Olson for the Old Abes. Number 3, Allie Bowe has the ball for the Old Abes, tries to send it to the outside. Mackenzie Drace is there for the Raiders, touches it out of bounds. It's going to be a throw-in for the Old Abes. Taking the throw is number 7, Allie Israel, the junior midfielder for the Old Abes. She sends it into Hartmeyer there, but a good step by Amanda Carey in front of the ball. Carey sends the ball up to Maddie Haynes. Maddie Haynes tries to get the ball to Marley Johnson with a good overlapping run from the midfielder by Hudson. She's got some space to the left there, but run down by number 5, Allie Israel, the Old Abes, who sends it out of bounds and relieves a little pressure there. Good combination play there between Haynes and Marley Johnson to, with the overlapping play, get up the field. Here's Ani Lewis with a throw in toward the box. Richard can't get a touch. Johnston tries to get it back into the box area there, but Memorial touches the ball to the outside. It goes out of bounds there. Sydney Gagne can't get that ball, and Ani Lewis will take the throw in again for the Hudson Raiders. He's going to coach Knutson. I could even hear him from the sideline hollering, telling Ani to get back safely on D, and midfielder Marley Johnston was going to take that throw. Marley's got a good long throw, and Coach Knutson wants to use her for that throw in once in a while too. Sydney Gagne for the Old Abes throws the ball up the line to Haley Hartmeyer, number 13, the spectacular senior forward for the Old Abes. Loses ball there though. Allie Bowe reconnects with the ball, gets the ball upfield, but they're offsides by about 5 yards on that play. Number 21 there, Abigail Stowe for the Old Abes, simply wasn't paying attention to the last defender and was offsides by a country mile in the game of soccer. Taylor Brinkman with the free kick here. Brinkman with a long kick sends it to the outside to Jordan Heltebrand. Hilterbrand does recover on that and maintains possession of the ball, tries to turn it. The Old Abes touch the ball away, and it goes upfield. Emma Olson trying to guard the ball here, sends it back to Taylor Brinkman. Brinkman tries to get the ball back upfield, goes right to Haley Hartmeyer. Hartmeyer with a shot on goal, and that should be an easy stop for Karen Chuckle, and it is. Karen comes to the top of the goal box, rolls the ball out to Ani Lewis. Ani has some space. Hartmeyer coming on hard. Hartmeyer always playing at maximum effort. Maddie Haynes with the ball, going against the midfielder there, number 9 for the Old Abes, which is Kelly Hinden. And the ball goes to Grace Frank there with Jordan Hilterbrand charging the goalkeeper there. Knutson will be happy about that. Normally Hudson has had a little bit of a history of backing off the goalkeepers, and you can see by the Memorial play here very often that they will brush the keeper, they will bump the keeper, and they will interfere with the keeper. Most of the time not enough to get a call, but they certainly take attention away from the keeper from doing their job, and Hudson needs to do that same type of thing. Emma Richard had control for the Raiders until the ball was touched away. There's number 3, Allie Bowe, sends the ball up toward Hartmeyer, can't be controlled, and Emma Olson sends the ball out to Marley Johnston, the left mid for the Raiders, gets it over to Jess Iverson, who gets kicked and comes up hobbling a little bit there. Number 3, again, Allie Bowe for the Old Abes gets the ball to the outside. They try to get it upfield. Hudson gets a touch. Good step there by Taylor Brinkman again to intercept. Mackenzie Drace on the right side has the ball, trying to send it upfield to the right forward for the Raiders. Hilterbrand too far forward to check back and receive that ball. Old Abes have control in the midfield there, and Ani Lewis steps in, and Jess Iverson is tangling for the ball there. Good battle with Iverson and the Raiders. There's Haley Hartmeyer and Jess Iverson with the ball, and Iverson goes down hard. Haley Hartmeyer throws a shoulder into Iverson. Coach Knutson's happy about Iverson's play there. Tough physical play by Iverson, matching everything Haley Hartmeyer, the Old Abes, had, that's for sure. Good play by Iverson. Emma Olson with the ball there, tries to send it up, no one to connect with, and the Old Abes have it. Erica Olson sends it to the midfield. Hudson dispossesses and comes back. Hard-fought game. Possession's hard to come by. Marley Johnston on the left side there tries to get a run into open space. Memorial runs it down and kicks the ball out of bounds there. Marley's going to take the throw in for the Raiders and does. Gets it to Amanda Carey in the midfield area there. Carey sends it back to Jess Iverson on the right midfield area there. Iverson tries to touch the ball to the side, gets dispossessed by number 3, Allie Bowe. Bowe gets the ball upfield. Emma Olson steps in. Amanda Carey with the ball again for the Raiders. Sends it to the outside with a nice left foot. Good targeted ball to Maddie Haynes. Maddie Haynes on the left side there. Tries to take it deep and sends the ball off of Memorial, and that'll be the first corner kick for the Hudson Raiders. Good play by Haynes to use the Old Abe defender, and as she kicked it, it went off the Old Abes out of bounds, so Hudson will take the corner kick here. Taylor Brinkman's going to take the kick. It's probably not going to be long before Knutson says, let's have somebody else take these corners so Taylor Brinkman can play safe back for the Raiders here in this hard-fought contest. Brinkman sends the ball along the goal line there, but it's intercepted by the Old Abes right away. They send it upfield. Ani Lewis sends it back to Taylor Brinkman. See if we get another opportunity here. Brinkman tries to lift the ball to the midfield there, but it's headed out by the Old Abes. Comes back to Brinkman. She loses control of the ball there. The Old Abes send the ball upfield. Haley Hartmeyer coming hard onto Emma Olson. She nutmegs her right between the legs and sends it to Ani Lewis there. Ani sends a left-footed shot up toward Maddie Haynes, but Hudson can't possess the ball. And number 12 for the Old Abes is Mia Emberson with the ball. Sends it to the outside to Kelly Hinden, and the Abes knock it out of bounds. Marley Johnston's going to take this throw again, and Hudson's attacking third. Tries to get it to Emma Richard, but we're not close enough there. The Old Abes send it upfield, but it goes right to Ani Lewis, who gets it back to Emma Richard there. Number 12 for the Old Abes is Mia Emberson, playing very tough, puts Richard on her back and maintains possession of the ball. Ani Lewis with the throw in for the Raiders. Center ref Dale Posernich is holding up for substitutions here. You can see Posernich there in the high-vis yellow shirt there as the center referee for this game. Coach Knutson likes Dale Posernich. The last 2 games, Posernich is center ref between the Old Abes and Hudson. Hudson has won both games. Throwing goes to Maddie Haynes, who slips on the turf there, but sends a nice ball toward the midfield. It's intercepted by Memorial. Memorial trying to get it to the outside to Sidney Gagne, and does. Gagne sends it up to Hartmeyer. Hartmeyer with a pull back and a turn. Gets it to her center there. Sends the ball to the left midfielder, and the play is called off sides by the AR there. You can see him with a winded flag blowing there. That's Remy Rickard, the AR. The assistant referee holding the flag up there for the offsides call. But that was a dangerous play by the Old Abes, and the Hudson Raiders certainly need to respect the speed of Eau Claire Memorial. They run like deer. Maddie Haynes with a quick turn. Oh, she gets held up there. That's got to be a foul, and it is. Memorial defender actually holds Haynes and flips her. Hudson's going to get a free kick here. You see Memorial stand immediately on the ball or being told to back off. The players for Hudson can request 10 yards of space and do. Jess Iverson, number 7, is going to take the ball for the Raiders here. She's taking a very tough angle on the shot here. Sends a chipped ball in right to the belly of goalkeeper Grace Frank for the Memorial Old Abes. Knutson would love to see Iverson drive that ball and put a little fear into the Old Abes and standing in the wall and the goalkeeper. And if anybody can do it, Jess Iverson can with the heavy weight that she has in both right and left foot. Here's Sidney Gagne for Memorial taking the throw in. It goes to the midfield area there. Not possessed yet. Jordan Heltebrand trying to get a touch. Gets it up to Emma Richard. Emma tries to send it out to Drace on the right side there. It's dispossessed. And number 3, Ali Bowe for the Memorial Old Abes has it. Sending it upfield to the left flank there. And that ball goes out of bounds. It's touched out of bounds by Hudson. Number 21, Abigail Stowe was out there for Memorial. Ball harmlessly rolls out the end line off of a Hudson pass, and that's going to be a corner kick for the Old Abes. So number 3, Ali Bowe, the sophomore midfielder for the Memorial Old Abes. Hudson will be seeing her for the next 2 years after this. Takes the kick there into the box area, but really bad angle and hits the back of the post there, and that's going to end up being a goal kick for the Hudson Raiders. Not a great effort by Memorial on that corner kick. Emma Olson taking the goal kick for the Raiders, sends a high lofted ball out to the right side there for the Raiders. Headed out by Memorial. Number 3, again, that's Ali Bowe. Hudson does gain possession here. Marley Johnston, number 8, has the ball on the left flank. She's going toward the middle there. She steps, sends the ball up toward the top there toward Emma Richard, but Memorial won that ball, but Richard fights hard to win that ball back. Richard playing a good game so far for the Hudson Raiders. Sends the ball in there. Not a high-quality scoring chance, but it's a shot on goal for the Hudson Raiders, and goalkeeper Grace Frank sends that ball past midfield up to Haley Hartmeyer there. Hartmeyer gets a touch, still has control, sends the ball up through the center. Taylor Brinkman gets a touch there. Iverson can't get to the ball, and the ball gets sent into the box where Karen Chuckle, goalkeeper for the Raiders, gathers it in. Takes a look and decides to punt the ball away. Karen Chuckle, one of the better punters in the Big Rivers Conference there, and sends the ball up between Heltebrand and number 12 there is Kyla Shuey that's been substituted in for the Raiders, trying to win the ball. Ball goes out of bounds. Katie Woodley, number 21, comes in for the Hudson Raiders right now, and Woodley's telling Emma Richard to take, I believe, a left midfielder spot. Throw in for the Old Abes. They go down the line with the ball there. Hartmeyer gets the ball. She's all over the field. She sends it back to her teammate. Good pass back. They try to switch fields and go to the right to Sidney Gagne for the Old Abes. Ball gets dangerously close to going out of bounds, and Gagne assists it out of bounds. Emma Richard picks up the ball with a quick start for the Raiders and takes the throw to Maddie Haynes. Goes back to Richards, who sends the ball upfield toward Amanda Carey there, but it's stepped on to by number 5 for the Old Abes, and again, that is Rebecca Gary. Ball is being knocked around the midfield. Here comes Haley Hartmeyer on a little bit of a breakaway. Hartmeyer sends a weak ball there right to goalkeeper Karen Chuckle. Boy, that was a missed opportunity where Hartmeyer sends a straight ball into the goalkeep instead of a little bit of an angled ball to her forward running on, which would have been a great opportunity to score for the Memorial Old Abes. But Hudson maintaining possession here. Hudson got away with one there where Hartmeyer just made a bad pass. Kyla Shuey gets knocked down there by the Old Abes. Marley Johnston wins the ball. This is going to be one of the more physical games you're going to see around here. You can see on the training table there is number 7, junior Jess Iverson for the Hudson Raiders. She took a tumble, and my guess is she may have a a sore hip or a sore quad based on the bouncing on the turf she took. Here's Haley Hartmeyer with Ani Lewis trying to run her down. Hartmeyer on the left edge tries to cut it back. Amanda Carey goes in on the ball and does win the ball. Ball goes out of bounds, but that's good help defense by Amanda Carey with Ani Lewis as Taylor Brinkman and Emma Olson try to recover from their positions. So Ani Lewis coming from left all the way to the right defensive spot there to stop Hartmeyer was a good job. Number 3, Allie Bowe for the Memorial Old Abe's will be taking the corner kick here. Center ref Posernich is in the box there taking a look to make sure all the players are in a respectful position. And Bowe sends the ball in. It's tried to be headed out by Amanda Carey. Taylor Brinkman tries to touch the ball out, and a shot is taken that goes up and beyond the goal box area there, the goal posts. And Karen Chuckle will set the ball down for a goal kick for the Hudson Raiders. It's going to be taken by junior center back Taylor Brinkman, number 15. Hudson dodged another bullet there by an errant shot from the midfield by Memorial. There's forward Emma Olson coming back to win a ball and does, which is good, but she sends the ball upfield and it only targets number 12 for the Old Abe's, Mia Emberson. Memorial with control of the ball again. On the outside there is number 2. That's Emily Shinners for the Old Abe's. Ball goes out of bounds. Number 14, substitutions for the Old Abe's too. That's Bria Joel. Joel is going to be taking the throw in there for the Old Abe's. Ball comes in, and center mid for the Raiders is Marley Johnston now. So it's Marley Johnston, number 8, and Amanda Carey, number 3, will be the center midfielders, while Jess Iverson is out for the Raiders. There's Katie Woodley, number 21, trying to get the ball upfield, hits one of the Old Abe's in the back with the ball there. Johnson fighting hard for the ball there. Number 21 for the Old Abe's is Abby Stowe, has the ball on the left side there. She tries to send it into the center toward Haley Hartmeyer. Hartmeyer and a teammate fighting for the ball there, gets it back. Give and go back to Hartmeyer. Hartmeyer has the ball in the top of the box, comes in for the shot, and Chuckle with a right-handed save, a wonderful save by Chuckle. And then another Old Abe, and you can see this is typical of the Old Abe's where they will charge the goalie, and it wasn't Hartmeyer that came in. Chuckle's looking at the goalkeeper, and Dale Posternich, the center ref, is trying to make sure she's okay. But that's number 21, Abby Stowe for the Old Abe's, who came charging in on Chuckle, and she could technically get a card for that too, and obviously doesn't, but certainly could for charging the goalkeeper. They will bump and scrape and push and pull on our goalkeeper all day long, and I know Coach Knutson's probably pulling what little hair he has on his head out when he sees the abuse the goalkeepers take and the referees allowing it to happen. Hudson with the ball tries to get it back to the midfield there. Amanda Carey with a little bit of space tries to gain possession and does. Sends a left-footed ball up that's intercepted by the Old Abe's there. Sydney Gagne for the Old Abe's on the right has the ball. Sends it up to Hartmeyer, one of the fastest kids on the field, if I would say she's the fastest. Sends the ball into her forward there. It's a bad touch by the Old Abe's, Abigail Stowe. But there's number 8 for the Old Abe's. That's Erica Olson with the ball in the top of the box. Ani Lewis trying to lean in on her. No foul called there. And the ball goes to the midfield there. Sydney Gagne tries to tap it up. Emma Richard gets a touch, gets the ball out of bounds. It's going to be a throw-in for the Old Abe's. That'll be Sydney Gagne taking the throw for the Old Abe's. Scoring opportunities, or at least offensive opportunities, coming for the Old Abe's here. Hudson trying to just hang on here and deal with the speed of the Memorial Old Abe's. High-quality passing attack of the Old Abe's, too. You can see Remy Richard, the AR there on the side. This is a substitution. Number 4, Hannah Lindsay, a junior midfielder for the Old Abe's, throws the ball in. There's Hartmeyer, cuts the ball back between Brinkman and Ani Lewis trying to stop her. Ball goes across the box and no touch by the Old Abe's, luckily. And the Raiders clear that ball out of bounds for right now. Emma Richard on the side there with Hiltebrand trying to gain control. The Old Abe's have control of the ball. Goes to the outside there. Kyla Shuey knocks down one of the Old Abe's there. Ball goes to Katie Woodley, but can't get a good solid foot on the ball. Woodley trying to get the ball, sends it back to Amanda Carey there. It appears Amanda Carey right now is playing the right defensive position for the Hudson Raiders. So Emma Olson is out, and there's Amanda Carey with a nice long throw and right to the feet of Jordan Helterbrand, who can't control that ball. Marley Johnston for the Raiders does control it, gets it back to Carey, trying to send another ball up to the right there. Intercepted by the Old Abes. Katie Woodley steps on, tries to get it, sends it to Helterbrand. Helterbrand can't maintain control of that ball. Woodley with the ball again. The Old Abes with control. Number 14 for the Old Abes is Bree Joel. And now the Old Abes still have control of that ball. Send it into the midfield area there. They try to cross it into the middle and do. Woodley is there temporarily trying to get the ball away, but Haley Hartmeyer intercepts, chips the ball with her left foot into the box, and Karen Chuckle for the Raiders has that ball safely, rolls it out to Ani Lewis. Ani Lewis trying to send the ball up for the Raiders. It's intercepted there by number 4, Hannah Lindsay for the Old Abes. Possession again hard to come by Maddie Haynes there for the Raiders, trying to send it upfield. She's that left forward. Isn't going to be anybody in front of her. So Hannah Lindsay for the Old Abes ready to take the throw here and does. Good positioning by Mackenzie Drace to shield off Hartmeyer, win that ball. Emma Richard in a center position there, tries to back tab it, dispossessed by number 8, Erica Olson for the Old Abes. Ball gets to the top of the box area. This is Hartmeyer and Taylor Brinkman. Brinkman loses the ball there, turns her back on Hartmeyer. Hartmeyer trying to maintain possession, going 1-on-3. The Raiders win that battle. Ball comes back to the midfield. Number 10 for the Old Abes is Serena Sorensen at the top of the box there, battling with Annika Lewis. Ball goes from Hartmeyer back to number 4 for the Old Abes, Hannah Lindsay, who tries to get control but can't. The Raiders, good defensive pressure. They're working well together in the back. Old Abes get the ball again, trying to get the ball to the center, and they do. Bump by Haynes. Haynes is probably going to get called for that one and does. That was a shoulder from behind, and Haynes is going to get called for that foul every time. Old Abes setting up for the free kick here. That's number 9, Kelly Hinden, the senior defender for the Old Abes, who sends the ball into the top of the box there. Abby Stowe with a shot, and it's off to the right side of the goal there. That was a good turn and fire by the Old Abes. Abby Stowe goes to the just about maybe 2 yards to the right of the goal for the Hudson Raiders here. 0-0 tie in the first half of this game tonight. Taylor Brinkman for the Raiders ready for the goal kick. Lofts the ball, not very deep. Mackenzie Drace has this ball, trying to get around the left edge. Doing a nice job maintaining possession of the ball, getting leaned on by the Old Abes there. You can see that right elbow into the Drace's back, and was finally called for that. Taylor Brinkman, junior for the Hudson Raiders, will be taking the free kick. Chips the ball up and into the center area. It's intercepted by the Old Abes. Haley Hartmeyer with the ball, gets it past Brinkman. Hartmeyer sends a long ball, and that should be owned by Karen Chuckle, and is. Nice job quickly rolling it out to Amanda Carey, who has some space there, drives the ball up the field to on the right side there toward Helterbrand. Katie Woodley runs onto the ball and wins that temporarily, but loses it to Memorial. Maddie Haynes comes in on that ball, can't maintain control, and Memorial has it back. Sends the ball upfield. Ani Lewis is there for the Raiders, steps and touches with the right foot, tries to get the ball to Emma Richard, and does. Richard going up the sideline, do a nice job tight roping there, and Memorial kicks the ball out of bounds there. That's going to be a throw-in for the Hudson Raiders. There's a ball kid going after the ball, dropping the coat. Drace takes the throw in there to Emma Richard, who turns but loses possession, and Memorial sends it off the shins of Emma Richard, and that's going to be a throw-in for the Old Abes. Number 4, Hannah Lindsay, taking that throw. Ball goes to the center and goes from right center mid to left center mid there. That's number 19, Chloe Lindsay for the Old Abes, up to Abigail Stowe. Amanda Carey gets a touch. Old Abes get it back, send it in, but it's harmlessly sent into the box area. Karen Chuckle, with her easiest stop of the day there, is going to punt this ball away for the Raiders, and does. Ball goes up toward the midfield area on the right there. Katie Woodley fighting for that ball. Ball goes up toward Woodley again, touched by the Old Abes along that sideline. And there's Kyla Shuey on the side, going to take a quick start throw, and does, to Katie Woodley there. Woodley can't possess, and number 5 for the Old Abes, Rebecca Gary, gets the ball. Amanda Carey there with a left-footed shot toward the center of the field. It's intercepted by the Old Abes. Carey back on the ball. Nice pullback trying to win that ball, but can't maintain possession. Number 19, Chloe Lindsay for the Old Abes gets the ball. Taylor Brinkman steps on to push a ball upfield. And Brinkman still has the ball there, sends a left-footed shot out to Mackenzie Drace, now playing a left midfield position for the Raiders. Ani Lewis, now the left back, gets that ball and tries to send it up to Drace. Hudson can't maintain possession. The Old Abes get it, and through combination passing, they get it upfield until Ani Lewis steps on, sends the ball. It's going back and forth again. Possession's hard to come by. Ani Lewis slips on the turf there. Taylor Brinkman steps. This will be dangerous here until Amanda Carey clears the ball, and a nice kick on that play to clear the ball out of trouble as the Old Abes were mounting an attack there. Here's number 19 again, Chloe Lindsay for the Old Abes, up to Abby Stowe. Abby Stowe to Hartmeyer. Hartmeyer trying to win the ball, and Taylor Brinkman dispossesses a shot there, goes to the left side of the goal harmlessly and out of bounds. That's going to be a goal kick for the Hudson Raiders. 0-0 tie into this game so far, folks. It's hard-fought battle here. Iverson, number 7 for the Hudson Raiders, is out. The word is a quad contusion from the fall that she took. Amanda Carey with the ball dribbles that one out of bounds. The crown of the field kind of helped on that, but Hudson loses possession. Quick start throw for the Old Abes. Hartmeyer has the ball, sends it almost straight up and out actually a little bit. Ball's bouncing, and Kyla Shuey for the Raiders is trying to win the ball. Memorial gets a touch, kicks it out of bounds, and it's going to be a throw-in for the Hudson Raiders. Amanda Carey, the senior defender, number 3 for the Hudson Raiders, will be taking this throw in Hudson's defensive third. Nice long throw by Carey up the line there. Unfortunately, no Raiders were there to gather the ball in. Ball gets turned over. The Old Abes have the ball in the midfield area there. With control, they send it up toward the top. Ani Lewis with a nice step to win that ball. Number 11, Mackenzie Drace, trying to send it over to Marley Johnston. They're battling for the ball in the midfield there. Marley Johnston, boy, what a pleasant surprise for the Hudson Raiders as a young freshman stepping up. She's big, she's tall, she's physical, got a good soccer IQ. Coach Knutson loves this kid and the way she plays. So 3 freshmen are playing on the varsity this year. Not only Marley Johnston, number 8 there you see walking into the picture, but Ani Lewis, number 25, the left back, has started every game since the beginning of the season with the Raiders. And Savannah Jensen is the 3rd of the freshmen who gets a lot of playing time on top. Hudson has 6 forwards, though, so there's a lot of rotation on the top, so Jensen doesn't get quite the time that Marley Johnston and Ani Lewis get, but 3 freshmen have been doing a spectacular job, and Coach Knutson couldn't be happier for the future of the Hudson Raiders with these young kids. Hudson plays the ball back to Chuckle to alleviate pressure. Chuckle gets it back out to Amanda Carey. Well done by the Raiders there and back. Carey has space to the right. She sends it up the field there. Hudson can't maintain possession, and the Old Abes send it right back in. Taylor Brinkman steps up to win the ball. The ball gets sent over to Ani Lewis on the left there. That's another one of the freshmen there. Ani's got plenty of space here, trying to look upfield, get her head up and see what's up for passes. Does get it to Haynes, or in the area of Haynes there, trying to get it up to Helterbrand. Helterbrand can't control the ball on the top. It gets dispossessed and turned over to the Old Abes. Number 10 there again for the Old Abes, sends it upfield. It's Serena Sorensen. She gets it out to Abigail Stowe on the left there. Good opportunity for the Old Abes. It's going to be touched out of bounds, I believe, off of Carey, and that should result in another corner kick for the Memorial Old Abes. As Hartmeyer and the crew come down, Hartmeyer and the long blonde hair there covering up the number 13. Hartmeyer, I know Coach Knutson last year voted Hartmeyer for the Conference Player of the Year. You can't vote for your own players, or you would have picked the Hudson Raider, but Knutson voted for Hartmeyer, and it was won by her teammate Olivia Hansen, who happened to have a few more goals. But I know Knutson told me that that Haley Hartmeyer was probably the best player in the conference last year, and she sure is looking like it this year. That's a corner kick by the Old Abes that's headed in. That's Haley Hartmeyer, number 13. Boy, just talking about the quality of play of Haley Hartmeyer, and at the 32-43 mark, number 13 off a corner takes a header and knocks the ball into the upper right corner of the goal. Past Karen Chuckle for the Raiders. Certainly not Chuckle's ball on that fault on that ball. Haley Hartmeyer doing a great job off a corner kick. Hudson's down 1-0 in this game with the Eau Claire Memorial Old Abes. Hudson takes the kickoff here already. From Marley Johnson, the ball goes back to Emma Richard, and trying to get it back upfield. Hudson loses possession. Taylor Brinkman steps up once again like she's done many times during this game. There's Montana Hoder, number 18 for the Raiders, out on the right trying to win the ball. Ball goes to the center. Jordan Hiltebrand trying to come back and win it there. Ball gets turned over. Maddie Haynes trying to win that ball there. And sent upfield by the Old Abes, trying to get it up to their forwards there. Ball goes out of bounds. That's going to be a throw-in for the Hudson Raiders. Ani Lewis takes the throw for the Raiders, trying to get it to Tyler Huber, and Huber can't maintain possession. The ball goes out of bounds. Sydney Gagne for the Old Abes taking the throw, sends it into the midfield area there to Abigail Stowe. Abigail Stowe sends it across, and a shot comes from way out on the top of the box. Not enough power to be dangerous, and Karen Chuckle gathers that up and will punt the ball away here for the Raiders. High ball for the Raiders. Ball bounces. Katie Woodley, number 21, junior forward for the Raiders, gets the ball out to the midfield there to Montana Hoder, and Hoder can't catch up to that one to control it for Hudson, and it's another turnover for the Raiders as the ball goes out of bounds. Number 7 for the Old Abes, Allie Israel, takes that throw in. Ball comes back to number 12 there, Mia Emberson in the midfield. Gets it over to number 9, and that's Kelly Hinden who gets the ball back upfield, but it goes to Taylor Brinkman of the Raiders who sends it up. Again, difficult to maintain possession with two attacking teams that are very physical as they are here with the Raiders and the Old Abes. Ball again going back and forth from the Raiders to the Old Abes with a bit of a lack of consistency in the passing attack for either team right now. Old Abes currently with the ball on the left flank, trying to send it to the midfield there, and they get it to Allie Bowe, and Bowe sends it across to the midfield there. That's number 12, Mia Emberson, trying to get it up to the top. Taylor Brinkman steps, get it to touch, but that's number 3 again, Allie Bowe, winning the ball back there. That's going to be a foul on the Raiders there. Again, Haynes just undercut her and flipped her, and once again, you're going to get a foul every time. Haynes going to have to watch that style of play, or the referee is going to be pulling out a red card if she gets another call or two like that. Old Abes send the ball up and in. Taylor Brinkman gets a left-footed touch there, but it's not controlled. Goes to the Old Abes, and there's Haley Hartmeyer with the ball back and forth, going out of bounds, goes off of Hudson. It's going to be an Old Abe throw, and here's Sydney Gagne with the throw for the Old Abes, trying to get the ball in. Ani Lewis steps in. Ty Huber has the ball on the left. Can't win the ball before it goes out of bounds. It's going to be another throw in for the Memorial Old Abes. Sydney Gagne with the throw again. No one marking number 8 there until Emma Richards stepped up a little. Maddie Haynes steps in front of that ball trying to win it. Haynes with the ball, fighting for the ball, and wins it temporarily, but the Old Abes get it back there. Number 8 is Erica Olson for the Old Abes, but Tyler Huber gets that ball, tries to maintain possession and does, gets it to Emma Richard. Emma Richard trying to play that ball forward, but it goes right to the Old Abes. Another lost possession for the Raiders. Number 3 for the Old Abes tries to send a ball out to their left side there. Montana Hoder's there trying to get a touch. Ball goes out of bounds. Montana will take the throw in there for the Hudson Raiders. They're being held as substitutions come on and off the field. Hoder takes the throw in to Jordan Hiltebrand there, sends a flat ball across the middle to Tyler Huber, the left mid for the Raiders. Huber trying to get some space on the left side there, dispossessed by Gagne for a minute. Gets the ball back, sends it to Emma Richard. Richard tries to send the ball upfield there. Hiltebrand gets an opportunity on the ball, but sends it right to number 12 for the Old Abes, Mia Emberson. Memorial has the ball again. They send it across to the midfield there. Tyler Huber trying to win the ball, but Haley Hartmeyer, just a little faster than anybody Hudson's got right now, wins the ball there for the Old Abes. Old Abes send the ball to the up to their right side. Tyler Huber wins it, trying to get the ball to Maddie Haynes, and does. Haynes with trying to give a give and go. Huber's not going to be faster than their defense here right now, but they touch the ball out of bounds. An uncharacteristic mental mistake by the Old Abes there with their back line. Huber with the throw in for the Raiders tries to get it to Richard. Gets it back herself, trying to get the ball into the midfield area there. Doesn't get a touch on the ball, and the Old Abes win the ball, do a little give and go. Old Abes send a long ball up, and Karen Chuckle runs onto that ball and drives it back into the offensive attack for the Raiders. Helterbrand near the ball up there. The Old Abe's again send a long ball up until Amanda Carey intercepts, sends it out to her right side there, but it goes right to the Old Abe's, who start the counterattack, and Montana Hoder battling for the ball there along with number 8, Marley Johnston. Johnston turns and fires the ball, but not anywhere near a Hudson Raider. Memorial wins that ball, but Montana Hoder for the Raiders gets a touch, lifts the ball up toward the center to Maddie Haynes there. Katie Woodley with a good opportunity, sends a left-footed ball to the right of the goal though. Good opportunity for the Hudson Raiders. Not a lot on that ball, and Grace Frank still made it look like a tough save there. It was clearly outside the frame, but one of Hudson's better scoring opportunities. Ball gets touched out of bounds by Grace Frank, the goalkeeper. It's going to be sent out to the corner for a corner kick by the Hudson Raiders. Let's see who's going to take this kick. Emma Richard, number 10, is running toward the ball. This is where Knutson's going to want the 3 backs with Brinkman and Emma Olsen, who normally take the corners, to play safe back on defense. Down 1-0 on the Old Abe's. Knutson doesn't want to take any chance of a good defender for the Raiders getting stuck up too high, and there's an opportunity. The ball is crossed in. It's touched by Tyler Huber. Boy, I can't get the name out there. Tyler Huber, number 22, the sophomore for the Hudson Raiders. Ball goes out of bounds off Sydney Gagne. Huber takes the throw in, goes to the feet of the Old Abe's. Haley Hartmeyer gets a touch on that. Good give and go again. Boy, Memorial does a nice job of the give and goes with their own teammate there. Trying to hit Abigail Stowe with a header there, and she sends it upfield. Emma Olsen gets a touch on the ball and gets it out to the side there. Montana Hoder is going to get a foul on that play, I'm sure, for flipping the Old Abe there. Again, it's number 21, Abigail Stowe, that Hoder knocked down. They're going to get a free kick from the spot of the foul. Marley Johnston setting up a little more than 10 yards. She doesn't need to be that far away, but trying to get in front of that kick and make them redirect. The ball goes into the box area, dangerous area. Karen Chuckle calls for that ball and goes out and gets it like she should. That was a good play by Chuckle, communicating and then executing the stop well. Midfield ball for the Old Abe's. They try to send it to the top, back to the midfield there. They send it to the middle now. Trying to make a slide tackle there is Ani Lewis. Ball gets sent in. Tyler Huber going against Hartmeyer. Hartmeyer wins the ball there. And Ani Lewis comes back to save the day there. The ball goes out of bounds off of Hudson. I think that's going to be another corner kick for the Memorial Old Abe's, and it is. Number 3 for the Old Abe's again is Allie Bowe. Allie's taking the corner for the Memorial Old Abe's. Ball gets sent into the top of the box. Ball's on the top of the midfield, but won by Haynes. Haynes sends the ball upfield, but Hudson isn't there. There's Savannah Jensen, number 5, but not close enough to win that ball. Emma Richard and the Old Abe's are banging bodies there, trying to win the ball. The ball goes out of bounds. Oh, that was out of bounds off the Old Abe's, I thought, pretty clearly, and yet the referees awarded them the ball. Not sure how that happened. Old Abe's with the ball here again in the midfield area. That's number 12 for the Old Abe's, Mia Emberson, getting it out to the left. Karen Chuckles there before number 3, Allie Bowe, can run on and win that ball. Chuckle with the punt out to the midfield area there. Savannah Jensen fighting for the ball. It's controlled by the Old Abe's. Passed upfield to the midfield from right to left. Emma Richard runs onto the ball, wins that, tries to get it out to Jordan Helterbrand, but the Memorial Old Abe's were there before Helterbrand. Memorial sending a give and go there, but Amanda Carey is there first, knocks the ball out of bounds, trying to relieve pressure there, and ball out of bounds isn't nearly as bad off the touch line on the sides as it is off the end line in the back. Knutson hates to give up corner kicks, and so the throw-ins are no big deal. Defense just gets reset. Jordan Helterbrand with the ball, trying to get it up on top there to Maddie Haynes. Haynes can't control, and the Old Abe's step into that, but they committed a foul, so that's going to be a free kick for the Hudson Raiders. Let's see who takes this free kick for the Raiders. Emma Richards stepping up, but walks away. It's going to be Emma Olsen, defender for the Hudson Raiders. Olsen lifts the ball up and into the box area there. Touched away by Old Abe defender. Emma Richard gets a foot on it. The Old Abe's send that ball out of bounds. It's going to be a throw-in for the Hudson Raiders. And Montana Hoder was going to take it, but gets called off the field with a substitution. That looks like Mackenzie Drace back on for the Hudson Raiders. And number 11, the junior midfielder, Mackenzie Drace, is going to take this throw in for the Hudson Raiders as soon as everybody's ready, and they are. Drace takes the throw. It's jumped by the Memorial Old Abe's. The ball is batted around in the back there, goes out of bounds again off the Old Abe's. It's going to be a Hudson Raider ball. Drace takes another throw, trying to go to the feet of Jordan Hildebrand. Marley Johnston gets a touch up field, but the Old Abe's kick the ball out of the danger zone safely. And there's another long driven ball from the midfield up to the forwards. You can see Hartmeyer running that down, and Hartmeyer gets a touch. Ball goes on goal there. Ani Lewis is there to save that, gets it out of bounds. Boy, that's a dangerous play. Chuckle was coming on hard and was not in the goal there, and luckily with Hartmeyer, they just sent the ball off to the side there, and Ani Lewis was able to run it down. There's Sidney Gagne with a throw in, and Ani Lewis again takes a step and tries to drive the ball away out of harm's way. Ball goes to the middle again, and that's 21, Abby Stowe for the Memorial Old Abe's. Ball gets sent out of bounds. That's going to be an offside call, and the Raiders are going to take the free kick here. Taylor Brinkman gets the ball to Marley Johnston, number 8, the freshman for the Hudson Raiders, trying to get it out of bounds over to the right side, I should say, to Hildebrand. The ball goes out of bounds. Hildebrand can't catch up to that ball. Old Abe's have control of the ball, goes from the midfield to the back, up to the top line there, and there's Haley Hartmeyer once again, putting a little lick on Brinkman. And that's a ball that Abby Stowe sends right into the face of Taylor Brinkman. I hope she's okay. You can see her grabbing her chin or her lips there. I think she got hit with the ball right in the face. That can be dangerous. I can Coach Knutson saying to center ref Dale Pasternak, check on that kid. It briefly does. Brinkman's okay. There's a shot by Haley Hartmeyer. Ball goes to Karen Chuckle in the goal there. Chuckle with the ball, punts it away for the Raiders. Gets the ball past midfield there. Hildebrand can't get to that one. The Old Abe's recover and send the ball upfield. Emma Olson with Drace with the ball there under control. Goes back from Drace to Emma Olson. And the time runs out in the first half here. First 45 minutes are in the books. Memorial Old Abe's are up 1-0 over the Hudson Raiders in this all-important game in the Big Rivers Conference. Resetting the clock for a 10-minute halftime here, folks. In the first half, the Hudson Raiders had 4 shots taken and 4 shots on goal. 100% of their shots did go on the goal, which is good. Unfortunately, Eau Claire Memorial had 10 shots, and 6 of them were on the frame with 1 goal. So the Hudson Raiders and the Memorial Old Abe's come out of halftime here, ready to start the second half. You can see on the left, number 16, junior captain Maddie Haynes there with her arms crossed, waiting for the start of play. Memorial will take the kickoff here at the start of the half. Their superstar, number 13, Haley Hartmeyer, their number 13, pairs up with number 3, Allie Bowe, to take the kickoff for the Raiders. Senior captain Jordan Hildebrand there was on the bottom of the circle. Ball gets sent up, and Ani Lewis just sends the ball out of bounds to allow Hudson to reset there. Number 1, Sidney Gagne for the Memorial Old Abe's takes the throw. It's headed out of harm's way there by Marley Johnston. Goes back to Memorial. Left-footed shot to the top of the box, and Karen Chuckle gets that ball safely and is going to punt this one away. Chuckle with the punt up toward midfield there. Nobody for the Raiders there to touch it. Goes to the Old Abe's, back and forth. Old Abe's send it into the midfield area there. Taylor Brinkman tries to come on a ball, and Haley Hartmeyer whacks her in the back and gets a call for the foul there. It's going to be a free kick for the Hudson Raiders. You can see Memorial still standing well within 10 yards, but then backs off. Taylor Brinkman with the free kick here. Takes a low-driven ball, goes to the midfield area there. Ball gets sent out of bounds to the right side there. That's Mackenzie Drace, carry to Drace. Dispossessed, and Memorial sends the ball upfield on their left flank there. And it chases Emma Olson and Abby Stowe, and Stowe beats her around the corner. And luckily, Taylor Brinkman is there to recover for the Raiders there. Mackenzie Drace, nice job winning the ball from the Old Abe's there. Tries to send it up the channel. Hildebrand can't control that ball, and it goes upfield. Possession is lost, but the Memorial Old Abe's send it out of bounds. It's going to be a throw-in for the Hudson Raiders. Drace with the throw in to Amanda Carey. Carey turns, good move by Carey. Sends the ball upfield to Marley Johnston. Gets a touch upfield, but that's going to be caught by goalkeeper Grace Frank for the Memorial Old Abes, and she's going to punt this ball away for the Old Abes. And does. Short punt, well in front of the circle there at the half. And Amanda Carey trying to win the ball and send it up to her forwards. Can't maintain possession. The Old Abes do here. They send it out to the left side there, but a little too firmly. Ball goes out of bounds there. That's number 7, Allie Israel, the left midfielder for the Old Abes. Can't control that. And Mackenzie Drace takes the throw in to Emma Richard, number 10 for the Raiders. And Richard sends the ball out of bounds. It's going to be a throw in for the Old Abes. Number 7 again is Allie Israel for the Memorial Old Abes, is going to take this throw. Goes up the sideline there, fighting for the ball is Emma Olson with Haley Hartmeyer. Hartmeyer wins that ball, has it under control, tries to slot a ball there, and it comes on. Here comes Abigail Stowe. Taylor Brinkman fighting with Abigail Stowe with the ball. Abigail Stowe with the shot, sends it across the box, and Chuckle gets the hands on it just to force it wide of the mark. That was a good scoring opportunity for the Old Abes that clearly got put onto the box area there. And I'm not quite sure why they're giving a goal kick to the Hudson Raiders. It sure looked to me like Chuckle touched that ball away, and if that would have went out the end line off a Chuckle, that should have been a corner kick for the Old Abes. They give the ball to the Raiders for the goal kick, and we'll take it. Old Abes have control of the ball again here now. Send the ball back to their defense, and they loft the ball up into the top of the box. They're dangerous. There's Taylor Brinkman and Emma Olson trying to get the ball away, and the ball is shot and goes just to the right side of the goal there. Boy, the defense looks a little bit tired for the Raiders. They're not stepping to the ball as shots are being taken by the Old Abes. Luckily, they're off the frame and not high-quality scoring chances, but Emma Olson with the ball, boy, it goes right to the middle. That's a dangerous play. That ball's got to be up and out to the side. Can't send a ball flat low into the middle off a goal kick like that. That's Knutsen's going to be not too happy about that ball. Old Abes ready to take the throw here. Number 7, Allie Israel for the Old Abes takes the throw to the top corner of the box there. Touch back to her teammate, goes across the box, crossing the field there. That ball was touched by Katie Woodley and sent back to the middle. Again, a dangerous play by the Hudson Raiders. Ball goes to the outside. Ani Lewis is there, getting the ball up the left flank there and just sends the ball out of bounds. You can see Sydney Gagne lifting her leg there and letting the ball carry out of bounds to take a guaranteed throw in for the Memorial Old Abes. Gagne with the throw. Tries to get it up toward the corner of the box. It's headed by Ani Lewis there. Hartmeyer gets a left-footed shot. Goes right to Chuckle, bobbles that, but gathers it up safely. No Old Abes around for any rebound opportunities here. And Chuckle punts the ball away for the Hudson Raiders. Ball lands well beyond midfield on that ball. Helterbrand fighting hard to win that ball. Katie Woodley gets a touch, tries to send it up toward Emma Richard at the center forward position for the Raiders. Marley Johnston gets a touch. Ball's in the center there. Tries to get touched out of bounds, and they hit Helterbrand with the ball trying to clear it out there. Abe's trying to maintain possession, can't. Emma Richard touches the ball up to the right side. Nobody's there for the Raiders. They try to send it upfield. Helterbrand gets a touch on that. Ball goes out of bounds. Going to be a throw-in for the Memorial Old Abes off of Jordan Helterbrand's ball kicked out of bounds. Memorial just throws that ball out of bounds, and what are they doing? Did they just change their mind and switch the call? They must have done that. Center ref must have overruled. Hudson's going to take the throw in altogether here. Mackenzie Drace tries to get that throw in and does to Amanda Carey. Carey trying to control the ball, sends it to Drace. Ball's touched out of bounds off the Old Abes. Should be another Hudson Raider throw in. It is. Mackenzie Drace with the throw in this time, more toward the box there. Ball gets touched by Helterbrand, dispossessed by Memorial there. Memorial sends it out with the left foot to Drace. Drace trying to loft the ball into the box area there. Nobody for the Raiders in the center though. And Memorial coming back on the counterattack. Good dispossession by Amanda Carey with the ball. Marley Johnston tries to send it up to the top. Again, nobody for the Raiders in position to win that. So combination of sending the ball into too much open space with no Raiders around, or the Raiders aren't anticipating well enough where those passes are going to go. One or the other. There's Marley Johnston sends the ball out. Emma Richard sends the ball to the outside there. Maddie Haynes for the Raiders has the ball, sends a left-footed shot in. Grace Frank goes down on her knees to stop that ball and does. She's going to punt this ball again for the Memorial Old Abe's. Another short punt. Boy, Grace Frank is not a great punter, but doesn't need to be when you got that defense in front of you. A lot of action here. Bodies are falling down left and right. Mackenzie Drace still maintains possession of the ball there. Dispossessed there by number 9 for the Old Abe's, Erica Olson, who gets it upfield. Emma Olson gets a touch up toward the top of the box toward Richard and Haynes. Richard and Haynes fighting over the same space there on the same ball. And the ball gets out of bounds. That's a left-footed shot by Katie Woodley. Came on hard on that ball and got the shot off. That was a good-looking shot there by the Raiders. Woodley now playing the left mid position. Marley Johnston, center mid, along with Amanda Carey there. You can see them both in your picture. Number 8 for the Old Abe's, Erica Olson, sends that ball to the outside. Boy, good first touch by Coach Knutson. Did you see that deft right-footed touch right up to his hands there to get the ball and be able to give it to his teammate there and for the throw-in? Knutson, I think he played professional soccer for Barcelona as a child. Ani Lewis, number 25 with the Raiders with the throw-in on the left edge there. Memorial dispossesses, wins the ball. Ball goes back and forth between Hudson and Memorial. Memorial trying to get it upfield. Taylor Brinkman intercepts. Ball goes back to the outside mid there for Hudson. That's Kyla Shuey, number 12, the junior. Goes off the Memorial player who sends it upfield here. Comes back to Taylor Brinkman. Brinkman taking her time with the ball. Switches fields over to Emma Olson, number 14 for the Raiders. Olson tries to get it upfield to teammate Mackenzie Drace. Ball is sent out of bounds off the Old Abe's. It's going to be a throw-in for the Hudson Raiders. Jordan Hiltebrand does a quick start there, trying to get the ball to Amanda Carey. Back to Hiltebrand up on top, trying to get it across to the center there. Nobody to connect with there. Ball gets turned over to the Old Abe's, who come on the counter attack. Emma Olson steps in, but sends the ball back to Haley Hartmeyer, trying to slot a ball through the center, and there's Emma Olson coming on with Abigail Stowe. Olson and Stowe. Stowe wins the ball. Oh my gosh, a trip there. The center ref has the no call signal. The outside AR had the flag up for a trip in the box. That was a dangerous situation that Hudson could have been called for the PK there. But I think the center ref, of course I'm a little biased, I think the center ref was right. I think there was no call there. You don't call a foul for clumsy. Stoppage in play here. Looks like substitutions coming on. Going to be a throw-in for the Eau Claire Memorial Old Abe's. Number 1, Sydney Gagne there with the ball. Ball gets touched out of bounds by Hartmeyer. Haven't seen much of, oh, she almost trips there. I haven't seen much of Hartmeyer, but I'll tell you what, if I know Hartmeyer, something's going to happen where she's going to have an impact on in the game yet. She's already got 1 goal on the game with a nice header off a corner. Here's Hudson Drace with the ball in the center of the midfield there, trying to get it over to Marley Johnston. Dispossessed by Memorial, fought back. Marley Johnston, number 8 there, fighting number 8 on number 8. Hartmeyer there in the middle trying to win a ball, sends it across the field. Drace and number 7, Allie Israel for Memorial fighting for the ball. Ball goes out of bounds off of Drace. Going to be a Eau Claire Memorial throw-in. Israel takes the throw-in for the Old Abe's, sends it to Hartmeyer. Brinkman gets a touch on there, but it goes right to number 8 for the Old Abe's, Erica Olson, who sends it out to the right there. Kyla Shuey gets a touch on the ball. They're going to call that penalty on Shuey, even though Shuey got all ball there on Sydney Gagne for the Old Abe's. And Memorial doing a quick start on the free kick there, trying to ruffle the feathers of the Hudson Raiders there. Maddie Haynes with the ball on the left edge there. Marley Johnston tries to get, or Emma Richard, I should say, trying to get a touch on the ball, but doesn't. Ball gets sent up to Hartmeyer there. Hartmeyer, number 11. The Hudson Raiders thought she was offsides, and she sure looked like it. Hartmeyer looks like she was offsides. The Raiders are raising their hand, but there's nothing signaled by the AR over on the right side there, and they're giving the goal to Haley Hartmeyer there. Her second goal of the game at the 56:06 mark. You just know Hartmeyer's going to have an impact on the game, and here we are with a 2-0 Eau Claire Memorial lead, and Hartmeyer has both goals. And they're calling that goal unassisted there, but it was a beautiful pass to Hartmeyer, who drove right up the middle. And, I'd have to see that play on replay, but if you look at the time of the kick, it appeared that Hartmeyer was a yard or two off sides when she received that ball and took it right up the gut. Regardless, Memorial with a 2-0 lead right now and control of this game. And Memorial with the ball. Gagne tries to send the ball up her right flank. It's intercepted by Kyla Shuey, trying to get it to the midfield, but a weak ball and to no one. There goes as a turnover to Memorial. Number 7, Israel for the Old Abes, sends the ball upfield, trying to hit Hartmeyer. The defense for the Raiders stops that ball, sends it up to the counterattack there in the midfield with Marley Johnston and Kyla Shuey. Shuey can't control the ball and kicks it out of bounds herself. That's going to be a throw-in for the Old Abes. Hudson has to value possessions more because they just freely knock the ball out of bounds and have to do a much better job controlling the ball. Throw-in is taken by the Old Abes. Ball goes out of bounds. It should be a Hudson Raider throw, and it is. There's Shuey, number 12, with the throw-in. Shuey trying to get the ball to Marley Johnston, who sends it back to Shuey. She's got a little bit of time. Tries to lift the ball up near the top, but nobody there. Helterbrand coming on just a bit late on that. Amanda Carey with a right-footed shot, sends it toward the goal, goes off to the right side, harmlessly out of bounds. Good effort by Amanda Carey, but the execution of that, we got to try to get that ball in the frame. That'll be a goal kick for the Eau Claire Memorial Old Abes. Not sure why the stoppage of play to go get that ball when there's another ball right behind the goalkeeper. But with a 2-0 lead, that is a typical Eau Claire Memorial tactic to waste time, and the referee just allowed that to happen. Helterbrand gets a touch on that ball up on top there. Lauren Milbrandt, number 26, is in for the Hudson Raiders now. She's a junior for the Hudson Raiders, playing in the center forward position right now. Grace Frank again wasting time by going and getting a ball well off the field. We do have ball kids here that have balls, and I'm sure they're letting her know that they're available too, but she has a ball about 10 feet away from her, but instead chooses to waste 30 or 40 seconds to go get that ball instead of taking the close ball near her. Smart move by Grace Franks, but again, Coach Knutsen's probably letting the ref know about that wasting of time by the Eau Claire Memorial Old Abes with the 2-0 lead in this game. Here's Haley Hartmeyer. Boy, you can see the speed as she just blows by Ani Lewis, who's one of the faster Hudson Raiders. Emma Olson tries to touch that ball away and does, coming from right defender all the way over to her left. Emma Olson trying to touch that ball away. 2-0 lead for the Eau Claire Memorial Old Abes and the Hudson Raiders. The Old Abes take the throw. Ball comes to Hartmeyer again, the consummate team player for the Memorial Old Abes, trying to cross the ball into her teammates. Gets it to the top of the box. Mackenzie Drace is there. Allie Israel for Memorial actually beats Drace to the ball, sends it back, trying to get it back. But Lauren Milbrandt wins the ball, sends it right to the Old Abes. Memorial wins the ball back, sends it to their center back, number 5. That's Rebecca Gary for the Old Abes. Ball's headed by Maddie Haynes up. Helterbrand can't get there for the Raiders, and the ball gets sent back again. Ani Lewis with the ball, touches it with her left foot, dispossessed, goes over to the Old Abes. There's Hartmeyer sending it back to the midfield there. Amanda Carey trying to win the ball, but number 3, Allie Bowe, runs on all the way from a forward position to win that ball. Memorial's forwards are extremely active. They'll dig back to win balls all the time. There's Hartmeyer up on top, but Brinkman doing a nice job of controlling Hartmeyer when she can there. Old Abes with the ball. That's number 14, Bree Joel for the Old Abes. There's Hartmeyer with a shot on goal. Just goes to the left of the goal. Man, quick trigger on that kid too. Holy smokes. And Chuckle did a nice job stretching there, knows exactly where the posts are. Chuckle's playing a great game here. The goals that were scored, both of the goals by Hartmeyer, were certainly not Chuckle's fault. Emma Olson taking the goal kick for the Hudson Raiders. Again, sends the ball to the middle of the field. Knutsen's going to want that ball more to the outside. The ball comes through. This is what happens. You get a counterattack, and here's Haley Hartmeyer. And they're called offsides. Man, Hartmeyer almost had the hat trick there. Beautiful slotted ball sent in, ends up beating the goalkeeper. Again, disallowed for the first time because of an offsides call. That time they got it right. Taylor Brinkman for the Raiders is going to take the free kick here. She sends a push pass ball up to Mackenzie Drace. Drace controls the ball, trying to get it to Carey and does. Man to Carey to Jordan Heltebrand. Heltebrand tries to get the ball up to the left. That's a great ball by Jordan Heltebrand. Heltebrand to Haynes on the left side. Haynes gets a shot. That was a great bit of combination play all the way up the field by the Raiders. 2-3 passes in a row all the way from the back, and Emma Olson to Amanda Carey to Heltebrand, Heltebrand to Haynes. Good combination play by the Hudson Raiders on that run. Boy, I would like to see a little more of that. Old Abe's controlling the ball here, send it to the midfield area. There's Haley Hartmeyer again digging back to win a ball. She has a mistouched ball, rare occurrence for her. Mackenzie Drace hustling to win that. The ball's just kicked out of bounds there by number 9, Kelly Hinden, the defender for the Old Abes. Hudson takes the throw in here. Drace trying to go to Milbrandt. Milbrandt can't control. Gets turned over to the Old Abes, and the Old Abes send it upfield there. Ball, good step by Taylor Brinkman on that ball. Stepped again and won it, but can't possess to a teammate. Ani Lewis gets the ball out to the left side there. Grace Potter in the game for the Hudson Raiders on the left edge, gets the ball up to Haynes. Haynes lifts the ball to the top of the box there to Carey's area. Lauren Heltebrand does a little bit of a flyby on the ball there and can't control it. Ball goes back to Mackenzie Drace. Drace gets the ball. Good speed by Drace there. Just can't quite control the ball that last yard or so. Memorial dispossesses there. Allie Israel, number 7, with the ball, tries to send it up to the line and does. Good touch by Emma Olson trying to win that ball. Let's see what the call is here. That's going to be a goal kick. They're just calling the ball kicked out by the Hudson Raiders here, and they're going to give a goal kick to the Eau Claire Memorial Old Abes. There's Grace Frank taking the easy ball behind the net, as she should have the other 2 times before. Short ball sent out to the side there. Haynes fighting for that ball. Haynes gets tripped. They're probably going to call that one, I would hope. And they do. That's going to be a free kick for the Hudson Raiders. Haynes still on the ground getting a good whack there. That one hurt, you can tell. Boy, Haynes is one of the tougher kids around. And if Haynes is limping, that's going to be a tough ball. If there's ever a kid that doesn't want to come out of the game, it's little Maddie Haynes. She's one of Hudson's tougher players there, and she comes out of the game. Emma Richards going to be substituted in for her on the injury call there. Free kick, Taylor Brinkman setting up to take the free kick for the Raiders. This should be a good goal-scoring opportunity. If Brinkman can loft this ball in and the Raiders can be active around the goal, you got to want this ball. That's a good driven ball by Brinkman. It goes right to Grace Frank. Again, we just didn't get enough interference and activity in front of that goalkeeper, and Grace Frank had a good clean look at the ball. Lauren Milbrand sends a good ball back to her teammate there, but then it's dispossessed. Here's a dangerous Hartmeyer. Hartmeyer sends the ball up to the top there, and Taylor Brinkman is going to send the ball off to the left there over to Ani Lewis's area there. There's Grace Potter with the midfield touch. Grace just kicks the ball out of bounds there for the Raiders. It's going to be a turnover going to the Old Abes. Hudson has to do a better job when they're not under that intense pressure. They need to maintain possession of the ball because it turns into things like this. Here's Amanda Carey. Are they going to call that play? That's unbelievable. Amanda Carey had the ball the whole way there on Abigail Stowe, and they take a quick shot here. Chuckle gets a hand on the ball, knocks it out of bounds. They're going to give up a corner here, but this is a smart move by the Memorial Old Abes. Before Hudson could get set up on defense, they snapped that shot off, which they have every right to do, and that's good coaching. That's a good play by the Memorial Old Abes. Corner kick taken by the Old Abes, sends the ball in. Memorial gets a touch, trying to get it to the top of the box. They get another opportunity here. Ball is flicked by number 13. Boy, holy smokes. Another good scoring opportunity. Haley Hartmeyer again. Ball gets touched in. Hartmeyer with a little back heel flip, almost gets enough on it to get it in the goal. Karin Chuckle picks up the bounce and gets the ball out of harm's way there. There's Hartmeyer again with the ball in the midfield, beating Annika Lewis around to the right there. Still with the ball. Here's Hartmeyer. Crosses the ball in. Another dangerous shot by Haley Hartmeyer. She is just killing the Raiders today, folks. I mean, there is nobody with Hartmeyer's speed and foot skills that Hudson has seen all year, and it's pretty obvious because Hudson can't stop her right now. Karin Chuckle going to take this goal kick herself, and does. Lifts a nice ball up almost to the arc area there. It is possessed by the Old Abes, though. There's number 12, Emberson, with the ball, sends it out to the right side. Nobody there for the Old Abes. That's going to be a throw-in for the Raiders. Ani Lewis for the Hudson Raiders is going to take that throw.
Coming in for the Raiders, number 21, Katie Woodley.
Lewis sends the ball up there. Hudson trying to get it on the left flank, dispossessed and sent out of bounds by the Abes, and it's Hudson's ball.
Subbing in for the Raiders, number 16, Maddie Haynes.
Ready to take the throw for the Raiders is Ani Lewis with a good long ball, gets it up to Haynes. Ball gets touched out of bounds, and that's going to be an Old Abe ball. Substitutions coming onto the field here as play is stopped. Throw in for the Old Abes, headed by Hudson, out of bounds, or near out of bounds there, but it's still maintained. Memorial with the temporary possession. Carey working hard to win the ball. Goes back to the Old Abes. Step by Taylor Brinkman again. Ball's touched by the Old Abes. Ani Lewis getting a foot on the ball there, battling against Hartmeyer. Hartmeyer gets the ball out to Emma Richard on the left edge there. Here's Amanda Carey with the ball. Sends a slotted ball up to the left to Maddie Haynes for the Raiders. Raiders coming on the left side. Haynes is offsides on that play. No wonder, boy, she looked awfully clean getting off to that left edge, but obviously was offsides by just a bit. So that's going to be a free kick at the spot of the offsides call. Free kick is sent up by the Old Abes there. And maintained possession. Abby Stowe gets a touch. There's number 8, Erica Olson sending a ball. Hudson sends it back upfield there. But it goes right back to number 5 for the Old Abes, Rebecca Gary. Into the midfield area, Amanda Carey sends a long ball. Boy, some long balls back and forth here as Maddie Haynes charging in on goalkeeper Grace Frank there for the Old Abes. But you can see where Hudson pulls off the goalkeeper. Memorial never does. Memorial always makes sure they hit our goalkeeper. Ball is sent upfield there. Touched by Taylor Brinkman. The ball gets sent back up. Emma Olson has the ball temporarily. Abigail Stowe buries the ball into the goal from a pass from Haley Hartmeyer. Not Abigail. Yeah, it is Abigail Stowe, number 21 at the 68-42 mark. Beats Emma Olson straight away there with her speed. Just a perfectly placed ball by Haley Hartmeyer, who has 2 goals and 1 assist on the game. And here we sit with the Memorial Old Abes with a 3-0 score on the Raiders. Almost impossible to come back against Memorial with a 3-goal lead like this. Helterbrand getting ready to take the kickoff here. Hudson's going to have about 22 minutes or so to try and see if they can mount any offensive attack here. Mackenzie Drace with the ball there, but sends it up to the Memorial defender. Ball's lost back and forth there. Helterbrand with the ball tries to use an evasive maneuver, but goes right into the shins of the Memorial Old Abes, and Hudson loses the ball. Memorial has the ball there. Taylor Brinkman tries to send it up, but just gets it back to Memorial. That's number 2, Emily Shinners from Memorial with the ball, and Memorial with another dangerous opportunity there, stopped by Taylor Brinkman. Brinkman's played a heck of a game for the Hudson Raiders here. stepping to balls when she should. She's got uncanny instincts to be able to get there at the right time. Rarely gets beat. One of the better defensive players Hudson's had in a long time. Raiders possessing the ball here. Maddie Haynes trying to get the ball up to the top there. Helterbrand can't get there. Does a little bit of a flyby there. Raiders do win the ball back. That's number 25, Ani Lewis with the ball, but she gets dispossessed by number 8, Erica Olson for the Old Abes. Hudson tries to win that ball back. Emily Richard fighting hard. Ani Lewis going against there. Here comes Hartmeyer again. Hartmeyer going past a couple players there. No call on that. But wow, that is a hip check that they absolutely should call a yellow card on. Not playing the ball. She absolutely flips Ani Lewis there, and totally uncalled for. That's a little frustration on Haley Hartmeyer's part, but I think she's probably a little frustrated that Hudson's been bouncing her around a little, and that was a little vengeance taken out on little freshman Ani Lewis. There's Emma Richard trying to backhand number 4 there. Hannah Lindsay for the Memorial Old Abes. Going to have to be careful with retaliation type activities. Ani heads the ball out trying to get it to Emma Richard. Ball goes out of bounds. Well, they're going to call that off of Memorial. I'm not quite sure how, but we'll take it. Ani Lewis with the throw in for the Raiders tries to get it upfield. Emma Richard with the header up trying to get it to Helterbrand. Maddie Haynes sends the ball up. Defense for the Old Abes is there, and they try to clear the ball out of the danger zone there. Amanda Carey gets a touch up to the midfield toward Katie Woodley. Hudson can't maintain possession. There's Amanda Carey with the ball, trying to get to the right side, and does. Sends a lofted ball up to the right edge there. Ball's being chased by Katie Woodley. Hudson has the ball. Amanda Carey with a quick start. And Jordan Helterbrand is in the area there, but number 14 for the Old Abes, Bree Joel, comes in to stop that ball, and they're going to claim that's off of Hudson, and it's going to be a goal kick for the Memorial Old Abes. Grace Frank, the junior goalkeeper for the Memorial Old Abes with the goal kick here. Another short kick. Boy, the Raiders ought to learn that. Grace Frank can't kick any more than about 20 yards. Here's Mackenzie Drace centering a ball across the goal. It's headed out of harm's way by the Old Abes. That's going to be a corner kick for the Hudson Raiders. Ball girl sets it down there, and Taylor Brinkman for the Raiders is back to taking this kick. And corner kicks for the Raiders have been a little bit anemic. Last year they scored 15 goals on corners. This year, none yet. Raiders sent it in there, and again, the ball is not won, but the Raiders are simply not active on those corner kicks in that arc formation that they use. And Coach Knutson's going to have to work with the team on trying to get some productivity out of their corners this year. 40 to 60% of set plays account for goals in soccer, and if that's the case, then Hudson needs to work on their set plays. Hartmeyer battling for the ball again. She has been the just a monster playing a game today. Now she's playing a forward position, but boy, she is all over the field from forward to midfield, winning balls, beating players to balls. I mean, she's just real dynamic player, the type of kid everybody wishes they had on their team. Hudson tries to win possession of the ball there, but it gets turned over to Memorial. Quick passing to each other, but they lose possession. Marley Johnston wins it, tries to get it back to her teammate there, temporarily does. Ani Lewis with the ball, but gets dispossessed. Ani knocks the ball out of bounds. Well, no, Memorial can't tell who knocked it out of bounds, but they are giving the throw into Eau Claire Memorial. Ball's headed out by Emma Richard, but right to Memorial there. Here's Amanda Carey with the possession of the ball, getting it back to her right midfielder, Mackenzie Drace. Drace sends a lofted ball up to the top there to Katie Woodley, number 21 for the Raiders. Woodley gets a nice crossing ball there, but it goes right into the belly of junior goalkeeper Grace Frank. A good attempt by Katie Woodley there with a shot on goal. Not a very hard shot. It was just kind of a easy save by Grace Frank, but it's good work done by Katie Woodley there. There's Haley Hartmeyer again with the ball, trying to set up teammates. She's trying to send a deep ball to the right corner, and Taylor Brinkman wins that ball, gets a touch, sends the ball up the side there. Whistle is blown. Obviously, the ball went out of bounds at some point. Throw in by the Eau Claire Memorial Old Abe's goes into the defensive third of the Raiders, and Brinkman kicks that ball to the left side there. Jordan Helterbrand wins the ball, trying to control it, and does. Sends the ball across the field there and gets it to Amanda Carey. That's another good ball by Helterbrand. Drace tries to run onto the ball and win that. Here comes Helterbrand again, charging forward. Both Helterbrand and Woodley are eating each other's space up there at the top of the box there. Woodley's got to give way when Helterbrand has the ball coming forward. You don't take the ball off her foot like that. Haley Hartmeyer with the ball again, tries to slot a ball through to her teammate there, Erica Olson, but Brinkman is there to send it out over to the side, actually, to Emma Richard. Richard has control of the ball temporarily, and Hartmeyer wins that ball, and Richard goes tumbling, but the bottom result is that the Memorial Old Abe's have possession of the ball again. Number 10 for the Old Abe's is Serena Sorensen with the ball there. Ball goes out of bounds. It's going to be a throw-in for the Hudson Raiders. 25, Ani Lewis, the freshman defender for the Hudson Raiders, ready to take the throw. They're going to wait for substitutions to get on and off the field. It will not surprise me a bit if Memorial substitutes on as many opportunities as they can to waste 30 seconds each time a ball goes out of bounds. Maddie Haynes wins the ball there, tries to get the ball across with her left foot. Number 9 for the Memorial Old Abe's, Kelly Hinden, sends that ball out of bounds. And Annika Lewis takes that throw-in, gets touched by Marley Johnson, but then cleared out by the Old Abe's. Emma Richard wins the ball, but there's Hartmeyer digging back. You can see how far back she digs to win a ball. And here is Abby Stowe for the Memorial Old Abe's up on top, trying to beat Emma Olson. Emma Olson stays right with her. Good bit of defending by Olson. Olson gets caught up on top, though, and Abigail goes by her and almost got a through ball there that could have been dangerous. Memorial just knocks that ball out of bounds, and they'll get reset on defense as Savannah Jensen, number 5, there goes forward for the Hudson Raiders, trying to mount some form of attack here. The Raiders haven't got too many quality scoring opportunities. There, Savannah Jensen gets knocked down by number 2, Emily Shinners for Memorial there. Drace with the ball, sends a good ball up to Jordan Helterbrand. Helterbrand gets it through the legs. Savannah Jensen on the right side gets a shot off, and it's right to Grace Frank again. Just not enough power to make a dangerous opportunity out of that. It certainly was a scoring opportunity. It wasn't probably a high-quality scoring opportunity with simply not enough power on the ball to make a difference. Richard sending the ball up to the top of the box, can't get it through to Helterbrand. Ball comes back to the midfield, and it shouldn't surprise you, but Haley Hartmeyer has the ball again for the Memorial Old Abe's. Maintains possession, avoids a tackle by Emily Richard there, and Hartmeyer sends a quality ball up to her forward there, number 8, Erica Olson, who sends a lofted ball into Chuckle, and oh my gosh, another scoring opportunity. Emma Olson knocks the ball out there before the Memorial Old Abe's and Abby Stowe could knock in the 4th goal of the game for the Memorial Old Abe's. Boy, Hartmeyer again, just a perfect ball to her forward into open space. Almost got another assist there on a ball. Abby Stowe had a good scoring opportunity, but Emma Olson was able to touch that ball away. We gave up a corner kick there for Hudson, but certainly averted a scoring opportunity. I guess it's not a corner, going to be a throw in there, so it went out the touchline there. Throw in by the Old Abe's, and Emma gets that ball knocked down, and Hartmeyer just battling Emma Olson. Emma's one of the faster players for Hudson. Olson drew the foul on Hartmeyer, showing you how tough Hartmeyer is. She's running shoulder to shoulder and knocks Emma Olson down there. They're going to give a free kick there to the Hudson Raiders because of Hartmeyer knocking down Olson. But, man, Hartmeyer is just all over the field. Just an absolute monster. She's going to be a good D1 player for some college next year. Old Abe's with the ball, try to send it upfield. Emma Olson with a touch, gets it to Amanda Carey. Amanda Carey trying to send it to the top. Gets touched by Helterbrand, can't maintain control. Old Abe's get it, send it out to the side. That'll be a throw-in for the Hudson Raiders. Ani Lewis is there, but Emma Richard quick picks it up and starts. Trying to get the ball to Haynes. It's knocked out of bounds by the Memorial Old Abe's, and that's going to go as a throw-in to the Hudson Raiders here. Late into the game now, folks. The score is 3-0. Eau Claire Memorial over the Hudson Raiders. Both teams undefeated. And Hudson with one tie on the year already with the Eau Claire North Huskies. First game of the Big Rivers Conference was a 2-2 tie with Hudson and North. Memorial is as of yet undefeated and looks like they're going to remain undefeated, and Hudson will end up having one loss, one tie in the year. Look at Hartmeyer chasing the balls down there. I mean, Hartmeyer gets free rein, and her coach is obviously comfortable with her digging back that far into the midfield if she feels she can win a ball, and it's probably because she usually does. Mackenzie Drace here for the Raiders, number 11 to take the throw, trying to get it to Savannah Jensen, number 5. Out-muscled there by number 9, and that's Kelly Hinden, the senior defender for Eau Claire Memorial, against our young freshman, number 5, Savannah Jensen. Ball goes out of bounds. It's going to be Amanda Carey, who has a long throw, and she's going to try to put this in the box area and does. It's a great throw in by Carey. Ball is touched by Savannah Jensen but not controlled, and Hinden for the Old Abe's gets it out of bounds. Emma Olson tries to send it back up for the Raiders. Ball goes out of bounds. That should be a throw in for the Raiders, knocked out of bounds by Memorial. Emma Olson takes the throw, tries to get the ball to Drace. Drace back to Emma Olson. Emma sends the ball in, but they say that ball went out of bounds. It's going to be a throw in for the Memorial Old Abe's. Israel takes the throw in. Emma Olson gets a touch, but it goes to Hartmeyer, who sends another good ball, trying to get it to Abigail Stowe, but luckily for Hudson, Taylor Brinkman was there. Brinkman sends the ball to the center to Amanda Carey. Hudson can't control. Memorial gets a touch. A little too far, and Ani Lewis, though, for the Raiders gets that touch, gets out to the left edge there. Ani Lewis battling there with number 3, Allie Bowe of Memorial. And there's Maddie Haynes battling for the ball, fighting to win a ball there. Jordan Heltebrand is also trying to win a ball, but Memorial maintains possession. Emma Richard fakes a shot there, goes past Allie Bowe. Richard still with the ball, gets a shot off on goal, goes off to the left edge there, and of no consequence, ends up not being a threat, off to the right side, left side of the goal for the Raiders, right side for Grace Frank. And Frank, the goalkeeper for Memorial, is going to take the free kick there. Not quite sure why Frank takes those goal kicks. She's has no length to her game whatsoever, but again, I guess when you can defend as well as Eau Claire Memorial does, they don't care. Raiders trying to possess the ball, and Emma Olson knocks it out of bounds, and the Raiders will reset on defense. Throw in coming for Eau Claire Memorial. That's number 7 in Israel for Allie Israel for the Old Abe's. Hartmeyer with the ball sends a long shot in right to Karen Chuckle there. That's about a 40-45 yard shot, and you know, if you saw a foul on that one, folks, you tell me what that was. They're going to give Hartmeyer another opportunity here. Number 13 for the Old Abe's. The all-world forward sends a lofted ball in right to Karen Chuckle. Good solid save by Chuckle on that play. Everybody trying to clear out. Chuckle punts the ball, trying to get it up to Emma Richard, number 10, and does. Richard with a nice ball up to Maddie Haynes on the left flank there. Got a little bit of an opportunity there, and the Old Abe's touch it back to their keeper. Haynes coming in on goal, knocked down that last defender. Good effort there all around by Hudson. That was a nice-looking play. Unfortunately, no execution at the end that helped us get our first goal of the game. Haley Hartmeyer with the ball again, sends a long lofted ball. You just can't place a ball better than that for your forward. The fact that her forward couldn't control a ball that was laid right onto her feet like that by Hartmeyer is amazing. But that was a beautiful ball by Hartmeyer. Sydney Gagne, number 1, with the throw in. Throws it into number 3. That's Allie Bowe. Allie Bowe with the ball. Trying to get it up to the midfield. Gets it to number 19, Chloe Lindsay. Haven't heard her name for a while, but she's back in the game. Amanda Carey sends the ball up, and it hits off a Memorial defender. Goes to Allie Israel in the middle of the field there. There's number 19, Chloe Lindsay again, dispossessed by Drace. Drace with the ball for Hudson. Turns it and comes to the outside, trying to get around the corner, and does. Sends the ball up the line there, trying to get it up to the right forward for Hudson, Savannah Jensen, number 5. And it's off of Savannah Jensen, and Eau Claire Memorial is going to be able to take that throw in. Leading the game 3-0. The Old Abe's up on the Raiders, and Raiders have a lot of work to do in a short amount of time if they're going to tie or win this game down by 3 goals. Memorial takes the throw in there, throws it right to Mackenzie Drace, tries to get it to Helterbrand. Helterbrand can't control the ball, and Memorial's defense kicks the ball, trying to get it out of bounds, but Drace stops it, trying to win the ball. Drace is fighting hard. Good shielding by Memorial, but Memorial kicks it out of bounds. That should be Raider throwing, and it is. Good work by Mackenzie Drace over on the sideline there. Drace is fighting hard this year and doing a good job in this game. Amanda Carey with the ball on the right side, trying to get it up on top to Savannah Jensen. See if Savannah can get a touch. Knocked out of bounds by Eau Claire Memorial. That's going to be another corner kick for the Hudson Raiders. Let's see if the Raiders can mount any offense whatsoever on these corner kicks. They literally been a little anemic all year. Again, as I've said before, they haven't scored a goal on a corner yet. Here's Taylor Brinkman ready for the free kick. She goes back to Amanda Carey. Amanda Carey with the touch, or Drace gets it back to Brinkman. Good pressure by Memorial. Brinkman back to Drace. Drace can't handle the ball. Brinkman and Drace go back and forth. They send it to the middle, but guess who it is again? Haley Hartmeyer gets a touch on the ball. Drace, though, knocks it back to the defense. Emma Olson trying to get the ball into the middle, and Memorial intercepts. There's Marley Johnston. Haven't mentioned Marley's name in a while here, but Marley is playing well for the Raiders. Taylor Brinkman gets a touch here, trying to get it to Amanda Carey. Memorial runs on, but Drace wins this ball. Drace with good speed up the side there. Let's see if we can get a cross in here by Drace. She's going to probably try to pull. Oh, she gets knocked down there. That should be a free kick. They're going to, I guess he is calling a foul here. That should be a free kick for the Raiders, not a throw-in. You can see AR Remy Rickard is pointing to the spot of the foul, so that should be a free kick by the Raiders, and it is. They take the free kick. It's into the box area. Helterbrand can't get a foot on it. Grace Frank bobbles the ball there, and Savannah Jensen trying to come on to see if she can get a rebound, but can't. Grace Frank picks up the ball. That's another example, though, where the Raiders, they get the ball in the top of the box and just don't have the activity to needed there to get the ball in. They've got to learn how to finish that. Hartmeyer draws the foul again, and Memorial will take this kick. You can see here's Hartmeyer back by the defense right now. Her coach, Scott DeRusha, will allow Hartmeyer to go from front to back and left to right, and she certainly does. Number 14 taking the free kick is Bree Joel for the Memorial Old Abes. Decent ball sent to the midfield, but Amanda Carey wins it there, and it goes to Marley Johnson. Marley sends a left-footed ball up to the top there. Savannah Jensen coming onto the ball there, gets touched out of bounds. That should be another corner kick given to the Hudson Raiders here. And it is. You can see the ball kid there, heavily bundled up here. Puts the ball down. We've got a gentleman in the way of the camera here. Let's see what Taylor Brinkman can do with this corner kick. Taylor lofts it up to the center of the box here, right to Grace Frank. Again, Hudson day late and a dollar short getting to that ball in the box area there. Hudson absolutely has to learn to attack the ball inside the goal box area. And quite frankly, they just sit back and watch the ball drop, and that's not going to be acceptable to Coach Knutson. I know that. Raiders with the ball. Amanda Carey with control again. Carey sends the ball back to Drace. Drace sends the ball in, trying to get it to Helterbrand. Ball's up in the air. Helterbrand with the back of her head touches it. Savannah Jensen coming in on goal. Opportunity for the Raiders gets averted when Memorial kicks that ball out of bounds. Should be a throw-in for the Raiders here. Raiders got to hustle with time running out and down by 3 goals. Amanda Carey with the throw. Should be a long throw into the box, and it is. Good deep throw. Ball gets touched out there. Amanda Carey gets a touch off the Memorial Old Abe's. Going to take another throw and does. Ball goes into the box area again. Savannah Jensen, that should be a corner for the Raiders. And is. Once again, we'll see how the Raiders do on this corner kick. Taylor Brinkman sets the ball up. I know the Raiders have 2 sets. They have an arc set where they're in the backside of the goal there, and they have a goal line set. That was the arc set, and absolutely no action on that play again. That wasn't the greatest corner kick by Brinkman there, but not much reaction. Emma Olson trying to send the ball in for the Raiders. Maddie Haynes has it on the left side. She crosses it in. Helterbrand trying to get a touch. And Kelly Hinden, senior defender for the Old Abe shuts that down, but they kick the ball out the end line there, and it's going to be a corner kick from the other side of the field. Raiders got to hurry. Just not enough sense of urgency here. The Raiders should be absolutely flying to the ball with only minutes left in the game here and down by 3, and they're a little bit casual and have to learn that. Brinkman lofts the ball in, but it's a short ball there, nowhere near the goal box there. Brinkman recovers the ball here, tries to send another ball in, goes to the left there to Emma Richard on the left. Richard whacks a kid there, and they're going to say that's just kicked out of bounds by the Raiders. Going to be a throw-in, or kicked out of bounds by Memorial. Going to be a throw-in for the Raiders. Richard has to be a little careful swinging the arms like that so she doesn't get a call. Throw-in by Ani Lewis there, but no Raiders in the area where the ball drops. Folks, that's the 90-minute mark, and the Hudson Raiders have lost this game today for the first loss on the season, 3-0 to the Eau Claire Memorial Old Ages. And that's the end of the game here, folks, from the Hudson Middle School Stadium Field. This is Knute Johnson reporting for the River Channel. See you next week.